Everybody, Kris McCormack. Welcome back to Tour Validated. Today I actually want to talk about a topic that is kind of a hot button when it comes to custom fitting, and that's set composition. How is it that clubs find themselves into the bag, and what purpose do they serve? Why is it that we end up with certain products and kind of steer away from the others? Before we dive into this, make sure like the video, subscribe to the channel, let us know if there's any content you want to see. So let's get into this. Right now what I have in the bag is new Titleist TSR 3. And going to be playing this right at that A1 setting, which is standard for their loft and lie, and 10 degrees. Ended up with this club because it does give me a little bit of a right bias, as well as a little bit more spin than what I was seeing in my Stealth. So in the driver, we went with new Fuji Ventus TR Red. Like we talked about in our Ventus TR review video, Ventus Red is going to be a little firmer through the handle section and does feature that new spread toe fabric through the handle and midsection for just a little more stable profile than the current red in the lineup. But this driver so far, been really good. After driver, go right into 3 wood. Got TSR 15 degree 3 wood. So this fairway wood for me has been absolutely just beautiful. Launches a lot higher, gives me a little bit more spin, much easier to play off the turf than what I'm used to. So most players really struggle with the fairway wood, specifically 15 degree lofted fairway wood. And for me, going into this TSR2, I found it extremely playable off the turf and more forgiving than just about anything else out there that I found. Transitioning from the TSR2 3 wood, I do go into TSR2 5 wood at 18 degrees. I still play everything at an A1 standard setting, and I found, again, being a lower launch, lower spin player, long irons for me really struggle. So having that driver 3 wood, 5 wood combination just makes a lot more sense. Done a lot of testing with hybrids, and for me, I just can't launch a hybrid consistently. I find that a higher lofted fairway wood gives me that high launch and a little bit more spin, a lot more playability coming into a par 5, or potentially even long par 4 if I really need to pull some extra yardage. So rounding out the long game in my bag, I go from that 18 degree lofted 5 wood into a U505 22 degree lofted utility iron. So this club for me, again, all about launch and spin. I have this paired up with a graphite design. It's an 85X hybrid specific shaft. Again, profile here, launch and spin. So I find this golf club for me super playable on the long par 3, coming into par 5, extremely playable. As I don't hit hybrids and long irons are always a struggle for me, the 22 degree U505 just made sense, definitely staying in the bag. Now, when we move into the irons, longest iron that I currently carry is a 5 iron. And the reason for that is, again, not a very strong long iron player. So these Apex TCBs are a little weaker when it comes to the loft, have a nice thin top line, and a good amount of forgiveness for a player style golf club. I found with the Apex TCB, gives me a little bit more launch and playability, and still has some forgiveness in there in that 5 and 6 iron. Now, I'm not looking at any kind of scoring clubs and going pin hunting until I get down into around that 7 iron number. And for me, that's right around that 175 carry. And for these, the progression from hosel to leading edge, that thinner top line, nice compact design, gives me a lot of confidence to be able to work that ball left to right and go at a pin that might be tucked back left whenever that situation arises. Now, going from gap wedge, when I get into those more specialty wedges, I do transition into the Taylormade MG3. I found that these guys, for me, very consistent when it comes to turf interaction and feel, and I really like the look of that raw face when it comes to just the contrast against the ball. Now, moving from our wedges into putter. For me, I've been a Spider fan since they came out. I like that large mallet. I like that high MOI design to where I can hit it towards the toe, towards the heel, and still get a relatively consistent result out of it. So just to kind of recap everything, my set configuration is composed of clubs that help me fight the left miss that I see on the golf course, also help to kind of cover up that inconsistency that I struggle with when it comes to launch and spin. Everything about this bag is designed to, for me, launch the ball a little bit higher, guard against the left miss, and preserve a little bit more consistency when it comes to that spin threshold across the bag. So hopefully you found this video informative, and if there's any questions you have, definitely leave us a comment, and don't forget to like, subscribe, let us know what you want to see for future content.